I had an unhappy end with Harvard. I taught from 1963. I came in 62, got my PhD in a year, and I started teaching. I went back to India, then started coming every year. Sometimes I came and spent 1.5 years, 85, 86, as visiting professor. Then from 2000 to 2012, I went to Harvard to teach economics and mathematical economics for every year during the summer. When first of all, I was free from doing politics, and the university was very keen to have people who taught before at Harvard to come back during the summer when the other professors all go away for vacation. Suddenly one day, in 2012, I was informed that I was to come the following year to teach again. The Department of Economics has written a letter, and that is being processed. Do you agree? I said, yes, I agree, I'll come again. And then after it was cleared and I was sent the normal letter, I was told that when all the courses are finalized, the teachers are finalized, they're put together in a volume and sent to something called a catalog committee, which decides the shape, size, front page picture of the catalog and nothing more. And that is a body to which no professor goes to attend, any self-respecting professors. So the anti-nationalist India people, mostly from the Divinity School, the Center for Asia, where all the people who are to be brought in and brainwashed, they are brought in. This is not part of the department. The Department of Economics is not a part of that. So all these various addendas, things that Harvard has to influence the world, the Kennedy School, they all together decided that the only way to stop Swamy from coming to Harvard and spread his ideas, because I used to teach in class, and then on weekends I used to go and address the Indian students about the true nature of our history, some of the things by which I learned from reading Rajiv Malhotra's books. So he's partly responsible for getting me out of Harvard. So this went on and on. And what I mean is there was no difficulty. Harvard had known this. They had known me from 1970 when I returned back to India. I joined the Jansangh. I was a flaming Hindutva scholar at that time. All those things I challenged were actually new. Challenging Aryan Dravidian thing was a big thing. But this was never raised till what Rajiv Malhotra has identified is what he calls as the wokism or something like that, which in a minute I will tell you what it is, what it means here. But since he has written extensively about Harvard, I want to support him on that, because I have seen how it went. How did it go? First they meet and see that my case, my catalog doesn't include my course for the year. And why? Because in India I had written an article, an op-ed in a Bombay newspaper stating that we Indians, Muslims and Hindus have the same DNA. So why can't the Muslims accept that their ancestors are Hindus? Which by DNA they are. And on that they said that this was an offensive hate speech, and therefore my course catalog, the course catalog cannot include my courses. And consequently, I of course decided that I'm doing them a favor by going and teaching there. So I'd rather stop going abroad and stayed and do politics more extensively in India. But this is Harvard. There was no reference to my scholarly work. The Department of Economics filed a dissent note saying that he is the most wanted teacher, he has the highest turnout in the summer school, we want him, and he teaches 2 courses, one on China and the other is on mathematical economics, and we can't get a professor who has a PhD from Harvard to teach both courses. Either they can teach mathematical economics or they can teach China, but nobody else that we know can teach both courses. So the Department of Economics was against it. Yet Divinity School, the India caucus thing, I think maybe one or two professors from the philosophy department, nothing to do with economics. They were able to block me and publicize the fact that because of his hate speech in India, in a newspaper, where he says that Hindus and Muslims have the same DNA, and therefore the Muslims should accept that their ancestors are Hindus. He says this is hate speech, and got the Congress party here in our country to get someone to go to some corner of Assam and file a hate speech case against me, for which a warrant was issued and so on. But of course, I know law and I can argue myself, but I had to fight it. And only 6 months ago, I won the case. The whole thing was quashed as absurd by the Assam High Court. And none of these people had dared to go to the Supreme Court because they know that's my happy hunting ground, and I'll do a lot of horrible things to them. So therefore, why do they do this? To say that either my way or the highway. That's the whole idea. You either conform or you are being declared as a pariah. This was the whole game plan of Harvard. It's not that Harvard doesn't have scholars. They do have scholars. But they are in people who don't get into these matters at all. And they don't want to, because the moment they get in, they will be targeted too. Harvard Department of Chemistry chairman has been arrested by the US government for being a spy for the Chinese. Can you believe an American being arrested for being a spy in Chinese, and that too from Harvard, and that too a chairman of the Department of Chemistry? So this penetration of Harvard has been facilitated by Indian plutocrats, Ratan Tata, XYZ, giving donations in such large numbers that they provide scholarships to white American scholars who will write about India and write against India. As if our Indians here, students, have so much scholarships that they don't need any more scholarships. And these people also get tax advantages from our own government for having donated to these soft departments, as they are popularly called in Harvard, for propagating things against India. Harvard then got a prize for terminating my course. The promise that Sonia Gandhi made to Harvard, that they will give them 100 acres of land north of Delhi to start a campus of Harvard University in India. Everything was cleared. File was only requiring the signature of the minister when the government changed, and Smriti Irani became the education minister. It was called Human Resources Department, something. And she was, of course, a big fighter. Everything about her is not plus, but she's got lots of pluses. And she asked me that the bureaucrats, as soon as I landed in the chair and sat down, the first file they gave me was this is pending, you must sign it. When I saw Harvard, I said, I better ask you. So she said, what do I do? I said, why do you need a Harvard campus? She said, their professors will come, the students here won't have to go there, and so on. I said, nowadays there's something called EDX, by which you can attend a class at Harvard without having gone there at all through the computer. So why do you need these guys here? Then they will change your culture also. Whereas through the computer, they cannot change your culture. And you will also learn the subject you want. So cancel it. To her credit, she canceled it. And now that I won the case in court in Assam High Court, I have now decided to sue Harvard. I don't have to go to America to sue it because they have got some office in Bombay. In Delhi, okay. I didn't know about Delhi, but Delhi is even better. Again, this is where I live. So I've started the preparation. And I've told Harvard that I'll sue you unless you apologize. And the salary I was supposed to get for the term that you canceled, you have to give me that salary with the interest rates of 15%. I was told by one very important dean of Harvard that if I don't publicize this, they will give it to me without going to court. I said, no, the game is and the fun is in the publicity, so that you never do it again. I'm not interested in the money. I sued Harvard, IIT, and I got my, 40 years of back salary at 8% interest. If I'd stayed at IIT and retired, I wouldn't have got so much money as I got this way. So naturally, my appetite has been whet.